Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus. You can call me Triggles. And today we're going to be playing some SpaceX. This is a save I've been playing in my off time, my free time. It's my first playthrough of SpaceX, which I am surprised to learn I am enjoying. I was expecting not to enjoy SpaceX, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Although I understand it gets quite what would you call it, over the top later on. A bit late for today. Unfortunately, I completely messed up the timing and was literally setting up the stream and getting everything ready. Literally 5 minutes before I was meant to go live. What I've built basically is a very simple. Let's call it a mini mall, shall we? But it's a production hub basically. It is. Well, it's not quite spaghetti, but it's getting into spaghetti in a deliberate way. I've been trying to build like kind of more organic type builds more recently, just to have a bit of variety, a bit of different way of doing things. It's very lacking in some resources. It's got way too much of other resources. The main thing I've been doing recently was just almost filling my time in a sense, but was defences basically. So I've kind of walled myself in a little bit. It's not a particularly extensive set of defences. What I really need to do is start gathering resources, because, for example, we need loads. Well, what have I got left? I've got 46k iron there, and 129k iron there, and then I've just tapped to 1.3 million. So it's a bit of iron, but copper, I mean, this copper I need to add in quite a bit of the mining. That's only 500,000-ish between it. Stone, I had to grab this patch, but it's only 500,000. And then we've got uranium there, which I could grab. So what I really need to do is start expanding resource, because, I've got stone there and iron there. I don't actually know where the nearest copper. I got loads of oil for some reason. I don't know if that's just how it does the map gen in this. But yeah, there's a copper there and one there. So yeah, we need to be sort of expanding and building things up really. But I've not really got a sort of plan on this. What I am close to doing is building a rocket. So I've got the RCUs and the low density structures. And if it started actually producing anything, it wasn't quite working before. Where's my... Oh, I've gone the wrong direction. Is some fuel. Oh yes, we have got rocket fuel. Okay. And it's actually made something. Yes, so we are on the cusp of doing our first satellite. And as I understand it, that we have to launch a few satellites, and it gives us like map of the solar system and finds planets for us, basically. And hello, Baker Magician. Just to catch up on your comments there, I was anxiously waiting for your review last night. It was a nice, juicy Friday Facts. It took me ages. It took me, 3 hours to do the actual recording, and it was about 2.25 hours of actual footage. Obviously, editing that down. I don't know if you've ever done editing, but it takes ages to edit. So I think the total time I spent on the edit, and it was sloppy. There's a couple of errors in it I saw afterwards that I didn't do. But I took 2.25 hours, and it went down to 1.5. So it's only 3/4 of an hour that I actually chopped out of it. But that took. I must have started about 3:30. It was like 10 o'clock before I finished. Now, I did stop for some dinner for 20 minutes or so, but you're talking 6 or so hours to basically cut out 3/4 of an hour. And that's a sort of scale of, and it's rubbish editing, it's not, I just literally chop out, if there's too many ums and ers and big pauses and stuff like that, or when I'm watching it back, I realise, why have I said that? That's stupid. Which happens a lot. But I'll leave a lot of it in as well because it's funny for me. But But yeah, so all of that time was just editing it out, plus doing the thumbnail and description and what have you. So it didn't go live till here. I don't actually know where you're based, but in the UK it was 12:30 when it went live. But it shows you the scale of it. There was too much in that Friday Facts. I think it was possibly one of the biggest ones in terms of new info I've ever encountered. We had that sort of level of info across 3, I think, Friday Facts for Volcanus. Nice juicy Friday Facts. As you predicted, several people took issue with Falgora's design, didn't like the space constraints, and to a less extent the randomness of scrap. People were worried about bottlenecking. Yeah, I mean, I'd sort of sympathise with those concerns. I don't think it'll be as bad as people are thinking, because what's always very difficult, you look at why did I hit that? Oh. So you look at that map, right? And it's something I've always said about Factorio, because it uses a noise algorithm to do its generation. It's like, how big is that patch actually? It's really difficult to tell. So if that was an island, is that, could you put 10 assemblers on it? Could you put 500 assemblers on it? Because of, how the sort of self-similarity you get with how it does the noise and the map generation. These islands, clearly they're small, because you can kind of tell that there's like beach around them and stuff like that. So you do get, when it's very small, you can kind of tell. But some of these, it's like, how much could you actually put on an island like that? So if that's a plateau, what could you actually fit on there? You can't really, when it just shows a map, you can't actually tell the scale properly. And, they keep saying this. They said it with Volcanus, didn't they? The whole, there's landfill coming and, you'll be able to landfill the lava. Well, how late is that? Because if it's late, then that could be quite annoying, because you're just having to build more and more spaghetti plateaus. If you're not the sort of person who likes that. But if it's only like 5 techs in, or 10 techs in, it's late in the sense, later in the sense of it's, 5 hours into landing on the planet, which is a long time, but it's not that long, So, and I kind of don't want them to tell us the tech tree. So, it could be an infinite. It could be that you have to finish the game before you get this landfill, and that could be quite annoying to wait that long. Or it could just be a few techs in, and it happens to be a difficult one to unlock, or really expensive or something, or what have you. And so it, in the grand scheme of things, for maybe for a new player type of thing, it is a long way into the tech tree. But is it really? So it's sort of difficult to tell on some of these things. But I do kind of sympathise with the point a bit of. They are introducing a lot of mechanics that are about randomness, and it's a very deterministic game, Although I think people forget, the whole uranium Covarex processing, all that sort of stuff. They're already dealing with a probabilistic thing, and I don't think anyone even notices. So it's not as big a thing as people are making out, I think. Well, it does seem we can throw things back into a recycler. I really hope we have a proper voiding mechanic, like if we could bring lava from Volcanus to any planet, Minecraft style. Made a wholesome post on the forum encouraging people to give the new mechanic a chance, and it's very important that each planet and the DC shakes up mechanics. On the west coast, okay. Or east coast even. I say there is, and it's something I try and sort of deliberately try and guard against. Why have I put pipes on that side? That was dumb, wasn't it? I think I meant to put it on the other side. Okay, it's a lot of pipe to move. Let us, in that case, do a little fix. Not that there's any big engines going that way, but that should put them on the right side. Yes. So, what I'll have to fix then? Are you wanting? No, you want the engines, aren't you? And I've obviously set that up based on you getting engines rather than pipes. To clear them out. Okay. Just fix this. But yeah, I was sort of saying in the video, it's kind of easy to be... that's wrong. You know, negative on these things in a way. You know, and just... you know, it's sort of... Oh, should have done that afterwards, shouldn't I? Just automatically have a negative reaction and, you know, be quite conservative and that sort of thing. But, you know, give it a go. If you hate it, you can always demand a refund or what have you. So I need to do the other one, I guess, as well. Yeah, there we go. So if we do that... No. Somebody's put a belt in the way. That. So, deliberately trying to be a bit spaghetti. It's not hugely spaghetti, but just trying to get into the chaos way of thinking. Get the pipes out. Whoops. Where did those batteries go then? Okay, so in theory, whoever makes another one, because I think this needs... Oh, it needs lube. Okay, why have you got no lube then? There was an entire thing of that. Have I just messed up the... So it's not getting any heavy oil. Oh, light and petroleum are full. Huh. Have I got... Yeah, let's grab some of that. Light and petroleum are full. So... I could maybe... What could I use them for? Because... Can I still do... Let's have a look in... Oh, I can never remember how to bring up the recipe calculator in this. I don't need the book. Space blueprint converter. Where's that? I want that on anyway. I never use the buttons, do I? So I never know why I leave them on. Exoskeleton, might use. No, I don't use that. Respawn star map. Recipe book, there we go. So, can I turn it into liquid rocket fuel? So, but can I make solid fuel from... Yes, I can still make it from light and... Okay. So, we can have a little bonus solid fuel thing. Trouble is I'm not using the rocket fuel, am I? Did I ever build the silo? Made a point that Factorio is a comfort game for many people, much more so than many other games. People put thousands of hours into it, so any change to their rituals will ruffle their feathers. Yeah, oh, it's exactly that. Yeah, it's sort of... so what are you... Oh, right, you're waiting on... Well, I've got some of them, haven't I, by accident. Red circuits. How many is it short by? Not many, okay. So we could just grab what's on this belt here, for example. Pop them in. Then we'll have a silo. As I understand it, they take quite a lot of fuel, but... You never know. Yes, I mean, I had the same... It's not quite as extreme. But I got quite annoyed. They changed the... I'll be honest, Factorio is actually a game where I've not had that experience much. The only one I remember having was... They changed the recipe for... mining drills, and the bit I got annoyed about is and you know it's a weird and petty thing in a sense to get annoyed about, but they changed the recipe and they announced it by saying it used less iron. And if you did the maths, it used more iron. And I just got really annoyed that, why are you announcing it as a, it uses less iron? And I mean, even look at it from a, time of crafting, so as in number of iron, units used per second, sort of, or per minute. Or even literally just the recipe itself. And it was like, why say it uses less? Which, they're kind of implying that's why they're doing it, so it could use less. And actually it used more. So this one doesn't use the rocket fuel, does it? I mean, the liquid rocket fuel. Okay. But it does use heat shields. Okay. Huh. Okay. So we can start putting that in then. Let's see if we can't move that across. That's annoying. Do it there. Also move that. Yeah, and I say the thing I would say is that I kind of haven't had it too much with Factorio. I've had it more with other games where it's like, but it's not that I got annoyed. I didn't ever really get annoyed with them, but it's like I got used to what they'd done, and then they changed something, and I just couldn't be bothered to play it again. Because it was like, well, I've got to learn it all again, basically. So we need heat shields as well, do we? I bet we need satellites as well. Because what does it mean with cargo? So, let's have a look-see. Yeah, I'm just sort of bimbling through this. There's no real directed, targeted, we're going to do this. I'm just doing... Oh, I haven't set up modules either. Need to do that. So I could do that afterwards. Do we actually have satellites? We do, okay. And what do they take? More rocket fuel, so we put that in. More low density structures. Red circuits, radar, glass. Okay. So they're kind of on the wrong things, aren't they? Maybe if I do that. Oh, hello, Soulburn. Hey, Triggles, how's it going? Yeah, not too bad. Hope you're doing well. Factorio looks like a low output planet. Processing and mining scrap seems slow. Doesn't always output resources. You say that's slow, but the time on the craft time for processing a single piece of scrap was like 0.1 of a second. So it looks like it can actually pump it out really quickly. I think the slowness comes from that whole thing that when you recycle, and the inefficiency as well. When you recycle, it's only, is it like 50% chance or something? Or, that you'll actually get anything. And obviously, what you get is probably more likely, well, from the stats, it's going to be more likely to be a bit of concrete or a low density. What do you call it? Solid fuel. So the bits you want, steel and stuff are more lower ratios. So yeah, it looks like you're going to be building lots of factories. But I did notice on they made a very heavy point of the 50% productivity applies to everything it makes. So when it's making high level stuff, even though you sort of, you're going from scrap where you've got, a small amount of material, you then get half as many again for every single craft. And if you put in lots of speed modules into that machine, then you'd be a, one, electromagnetic, whatever it's called, I keep forgetting the name, will be the equivalent of like 10 assemblers, basically. And if you then make that a quality item, because as I said, I think it's a quality focused planet, you're absolutely going to, smash out whatever you put into it. So yeah, low, production rate, low like resource production, but then really high productivity effectively. Oh, before I forget, I'm 90% confident that the white ore and Pogoro map is scrap. It looks like other ore patches, and they indicate Pogoro has no normal ore patches. The real question to me was, what were those white rectangles? Yeah, I did sort of think that maybe it was the scrap. I think certainly on that one they showed from when it was earlier, you know, that the early map gen, those white patches were clearly meant to be the scrap. But those didn't appear to be, on that other newer map gen one, they didn't appear to be there as such. Which was odd, and as you say, it had those white rectangles. They were saying on Reddit that maybe those are actually hiding something, so it's not actually a white rectangle that you'll see on the map. They've just covered over something with it, because they did also, there's a bit somebody pointed out, it's literally one tile, so it's literally like that size. They've covered over something. Now they thought it was, the guess was that it was just a cursor. They just didn't want to show the cursor for some reason. But I don't know why not. So yeah, so there was also something hidden on the one with the train, where the train's going up the ramp. So what else do I need? So this also needs heat shields. Now am I making heat shields? I don't think I am. No. Okay, we'll have to make heat shields then. But yes, I think the guess the person made was that it's like an ancient defensive system, basically. So it's a turret that you've got to defeat, and maybe when it's talking about Tesla stuff, which is the weirdest thing to drop in there, just going, oh, it makes Tesla stuff. What Tesla stuff? What are you talking about? That then is basically how you get the Tesla tech. So they are Tesla towers, as in, you know, red alert style Tesla towers, and that, you know, that's basically how you get that tech, and that they're not useful, I guess, then on the planet itself, but you'll be able to use them obviously elsewhere. Doing it to home map icons, which would be odd, or they're giant building. I'm worried about scale on Pogoro. Some lightning is pseudo-random. Doesn't that mean it's literally power capped? Maybe it's a very high cap. Yeah, I don't know. People on Discord seem to like your Friday Fact reviews. Surprised they have so few views. Oh, well, I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, the views thing is just a YouTube algorithm thing, isn't it? It's just, you know, actually, I don't really hold anything by it, but I was already being followed by one of the devs from Factorio, and Raygun actually followed me yesterday, which is quite amusing. But yeah, so yeah, I'm glad people enjoy it. I've always said, everything I do with this is what I always would prefer is that the videos get good watch time. So particularly when I started, you know, you get the odd video that randomly, you know, the YouTube algorithm decides to, you know, put in front of people, and then they just wouldn't watch, you know, and it would be, the watch time would be, you know, 20 seconds basically. But the Friday Facts one's what's really nice about them, and the other videos, and it's you know, kind of encouraging, is that people actually watch them. So the watch time is, you know, and it shows you the retention graph, and there's like a third of people still watching by the end, which is for a, you know, like an hour and a half long video, is nice, because that's, you know, that's what I want basically. I don't mind, you know, I'm not doing this to be, you know, getting 1 million views and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's Factorio, you're not going to get 1 million views, but you know, it's just nice that people actually watch it. And then the comments, I need to respond to all the comments this video, because it was done so late. I was up really late this morning. But yeah, and going through the comments, I really enjoy doing that. It's quite fun, you know, chatting with people about their ideas, such as yourself. The white ore is scrap. The checkered is low density. Okay. The rectangles are high density with something over them. Speculation is a robotic defense, yeah. Electromagnetic plant, I just call them EP. The white rectangles have biter nest size. Yeah, they did seem like that. True, and it might help explain why they're oblong, not as consistent shape, but are similar roundy rectangles. Covered over is a mouse cursor. At least that's what the devs said on Discord. Okay. And previous Friday effects as well. Okay. I seriously doubt that there will be enemies on Fogger. Having to defend each and every single island sounds boring, yeah. Tesla coils. Oh, automated defences make sense. They that way they just watch around the whole world, tearing up old cities for all their resources. Hello, Raven. Askew Raven. I will sit myself here and look. Welcome. I know you tried to join last week, didn't you? One of the streams, but welcome along. Hope you enjoy the stream, and no worries on lurking. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of the auto, because you know people have the bots that do the, lurking messages and all that sort of stuff. I never bothered setting that up. I'm quite lazy. Those are adorable ones. Yeah, that is very cute. I wonder if it shows real time, watch time, or video time. I play everything in 2 times. I think they did out. There is an answer to that somewhere. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's literally the watch time. But the graph that shows retention shows everybody basically. So if you do watch it twice the speed, it tracks you as a watch thing. But the minutes is half. But say it tends to be the graph that I look at, because then you can see. It also helps me, if people have checked out halfway through, I can sort of work out, well, did I just dribble on too much, on my mad ideas. Yours, JD's, Exterms, Ninhouse, many Friday Facts reviews. Yes, indeed. My favourite part of Friday Facts is that they completely redesigned the planet because it wasn't fun, and now it's very interesting. Agreed. I could not agree more. I stole it from a friend of mine. She showed me them, and I immediately was like, mine now, thanks. It's on the emotes. To me, I don't get everything right, but I more or less guess what Fogger will be. Lightning, electric theme, scrapping. But like, what in the world is Bacchus and Aquila about? They're just giant question marks. Yes. I think it'll be a good few months before we hear anything about either of them and Bacchus. I'm kind of hoping, to some extent, that Fulgora we just don't find anything about ever. Not Fulgora, the whatever it's called, Aquila, and that's a complete mystery that we find out about in the game. Because I don't want them to tell us everything about the expansion. I didn't actually check my video, did I? Hang on. Yes, so, heat shields. I need to actually play this game. I'm going to play it. Where in the heck do they even live? Sulfur, stone, and steel plate. Okay. Sulfur's interesting. Sulfur, stone, and steel plate. How about we just pop them in here? How long do they take to make? They take 10 seconds each, and I made these 18. They take 30 seconds, don't they? So it's about a third, I think. So if we do something like that, maybe. Oops. $27, so that's too many, really. Well, I'm assuming they're 1-to-1. They must be 1-to-1. Oh, it takes 3 rocket fuel, though. Crikey. Crikey. Is this a 3 ingredient? But what's the 20 stone tablets? Wow. Okay. Don't think I'm making that many. Oops. No, did it again. There. So, How do we get that out there? Because that's going to interact. So don't worry, this is deliberately like this. Deliberately constraining myself and you know, trying to play it this way. Eventually, I'll tear this down and make something a bit more proper. So it's fun sometimes to work with the restrictions, which is why I'm looking forward to some of these new planets, because let's say hopefully they will create new and interesting restrictions that we need to work around. So that then, oh, I'm out of inserters now. I am out of inserters now. I think will be revealed on release. So you think that'll be like the last Friday facts, the what you're trying to do? I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I think we'll probably get maybe another one about some stuff on Folgora. I say maybe filling in some of those gaps about, you know, what that white square is, or other things you can do with scrap or something like that. So I think we will get something like that. But why have I come up here to get more stuff? But I think we'll then get a bunch of technical ones, so I think we'll get a follow-up about how they're doing the plateaus, you know, how they're actually doing the noise generation and building the plateaus, because that sounds fascinating. The design of maybe the blue machine would be quite an interesting one, because it obviously, you know, it does the whole spinning thing. It's a very different visual concept to the others. Where in the heck are the... There we go. I keep forgetting I've got bots now, so I could just order these up. I'm slightly over because this, you have to have the AAI mod on for this, and I'm never that big a fan of the concept of that. Let's grab some belts as well, because it's the one where your bots, you know, have a lifetime. Okay. I also thought they might leave Aquila's Complex Mystery, an extremely vague Friday Facts overview, adding some lore and flavour. If you read between the lines, they mention train interrupts, which they obviously would have needed to reveal in a Friday Facts beforehand. Their Friday Facts are setting up later reveals, which makes sense. So any new Friday Facts might help indicate what Bacchus is about, but who knows. I think your initial hunch was correct, that Bacchus will not only be for life, but it'll be very hostile, it'll be the military planet. Yeah, I mean, I think they have confirmed or said before that it is military. Just thinking I could grab this sulfur here, couldn't I? Because they said, I think the bit they'd confirmed is basically that the artillery is on Bacchus, or another planet, and obviously, why would it be on? You know, if you just think about, you know, why would it be on Volcanus, or I suppose it could make sense of Volcanus because we don't know anything about any kind of enemy there. But you know, if Bacchus is the life planet, the organic planet, then bringing this down for heat shields, aren't I? Not for the other one. How spaghetti mad do I want to go? Because we could go down here, but that's breaking my cardinal rule of crossing behind machines. Let's not do that then. Let's, in fact, go take it this way. Oops. That's the one. Train going to sleep during a storm. Another planet, no idea where it is. Some spectacular spider is on it. Some wooho. Yeah, that's one of the. I didn't quite get that joke, but basically, isn't that one of the translations the AI thing came out with? Wooho or something. Okay, that's annoying. How can I get around that? Oh, I don't need to, because it's right here. Right, so instead, we just need to do that. And then have that be one of that's things. And then remind ourselves what the recipe is. Steel. Okay. We must steel ourselves for some steel. So like that. Why has it not got any on it? Oh, I didn't put any power bars on things. Buho was one of the first deblurring results, yeah, almost. Also Adana, which became Volcanus. Well, I don't think devs would probably troll people. I wonder if Aquilo has some serious downside that catches an unexpected player off guard. Maybe it has insane gravity and crashes, destroys your platform and all its storage, leaving you completely vulnerable. They could do a one-time gotcha like that. Yeah, it's one of these. I mean, I went mad on. I say I do these, these ideas for fun. Like, there's no. I don't actually have an expectation that basically anything I say will come true, but. That the quests idea was kind of like that. It's sort of like, it'll be really fun, and I guess the the story mod, that's the mod that is the, the story one is kind of that, but there's no expectation that anything I say will even be vaguely right, but So some of the things I say, I know are not stupid, but they're just not going to happen. And that, the quests thing was kind of one of those. I think it'd be cool to have something like that. Because my idea was you go to the space platforms and there's, a chest on the space platform that you get a blueprint out of that gives you whatever the end game thing that you're doing on Aquilo is. Be it a space teleporter or, a massive spaceship, or, I mean, it'd be a bit weird for it to be a Dyson sphere or something like that. But yeah, that was sort of where that was coming from. But I say, I don't actually think they'll do anything like that because it's not kind of how Factorio works in a sense. In the meaning. It's about a repeatable and replayable game, and if you had something that was a quest every time or a story, then you'd quickly get bored of it, your fifth time playing through. And it's not going to have choices in it, I wouldn't have thought. You're not going to be able to choose different things on different playthroughs. Obviously you can do the planets in a different order. That's the Factorio equivalent of choice, basically. Oh, I didn't put that on there. Have I underdone that? Yeah, be fine. But yeah, so that's the type of thing, we probably wouldn't ever get anything like that. But it would be quite sort of interesting, fun and weird for it to do that. Right, so in theory, That'll get it everything it needs. Yeah, obviously very slow. We know you can rebuild from a naked crash land. We'll have 3 planets, but not on Aquilo. Fair enough, it's just one example. If it's not in 2.9, I bet you there will be a mod to start you on a random planet, give you a foundry or whatever to get started if you otherwise couldn't progress. The most requested ones. Yeah, one of the things, it's actually somewhat one of the commenters on this week's video of, and I'm going to do it, I think, because it sounds like quite an interesting thing to speculate about. And it's sort of, their point was that there are potentially these there's another science pack potentially. So there's maybe 12, but also, what are the science packs actually for? In a sense, they're obviously to unlock the techs on the planet. But the thing that it sparked in my imagination was that what's the... we've seen on a previous Friday Facts that they were transporting the science packs back to Nalvis presumably to do research, which implied that they needed, red, green, blue, whatever other sciences to do research. And I think they have confirmed that Infinite Research will use all of the science packs. But when you crash land, when you land on a planet, they've said, you can't take stuff with you, so you can't have your pockets full of stuff. You've got a space platform, I guess, so you could start sending that one back and forth. Because we don't know how the orbit transport works. But when you're on that planet, when you're on Volcanus and you're making your orange science packs, are all of the early researches on Volcanus just orange research? Because if they're not, how are you going to... What's the best way, basically, to include red, green, blue, sciences in the recipes? Because you maybe have to ship them to that planet and build some labs there, or are you taking the science packs off? In which case, as I say, that tends to imply that you're going to have a set of techs that are tied to the new science pack. So maybe the first 8 techs you do on that planet are just using the new science pack, and then it starts adding in red, then it adds in green, then it adds in blue, maybe? Or does it just all suddenly launch into, right, well, to do the next tech using Volcanus science, you have to, it has to have red science in it, green science, blue science. In which case, are you going to have to build those on that new planet as well? Because on Folgora, that gives you a real challenge, because you've got so little space to play with. If you're going to have to take loads of it up building normal science packs, or making normal science packs, it's going to give you a real challenge. And of course, the other option is you ship it in or ship it out. And how would that work? Because that's, we know rockets are cheaper, but they're not going to be that cheap. It's not going to be like send it on a belt, Also, I want a mod that puts all the biomes on a single planet far away. Oh, crikey. There are 12. So some Infinite Research will not require the endgame pack. Red and green are very cheap. One of the issues is you need white science to go to space, which you need nuclear for. Yeah, you need actual uranium, don't we? And we know the only planet we know of so far that has uranium is Nalvis. I believe they mentioned somewhere that science packs are very light, so you can stuff 500 or 1,000 in a rocket. Yeah, but we also know there's transit time for the... Or we don't, do we, I suppose? There must be. Transit time for the space platforms. So... Even though you can put, 1,000 science packs in, how many platforms do you have to send? Because that's a hard, that's 1,000 isn't actually all that much, when you think about it. For a reasonably sized base, doing say 500 science packs a minute, that means you're having to send a platform every minute from every planet. That's a lot of platforms to send. What was I going to make? I was going to try and make the modules, wasn't I? Solid fuel. glass. Isn't one of these copper cable? Okay. So yeah, so it just opens up all sorts of interesting ideas about, well, how you can actually use this new science. That I thought would be quite fun to chat about. Right, so guess we'll just stick it in here, really. Let's leave a little bit of space, because I know this is one with those, one where it has, you know, 12 different levels. In fact, should I just do one, maybe? Where was that? Nowhere. Cool. Let's just do one and make some. So, speed modules need solid fuel, which I know I've got somewhere. Yeah, okay. Not very much of it. Why is that? Because you're meant to be using up all this petroleum that it was moaning about it was full of. Ah, that's only taking petroleum from the new stuff. Okay. Huh. From the original. So it's taking petroleum out of here and pushing it into that system and never feeding it out again. Okay. Maybe we could make even more spaghetti then. And have it go... Instead of siphoning it off here, we could take it the other way. So I've got this in here, maybe? Do I want a pump on it? I guess I probably do. Otherwise we'll get backflow. But that should also sort out our lube problem. Never good to have a lube problem. Got to keep well lubricated. So the main expert of the planet is expected to be science-packed. Also, a real question: how real is space travel? Except working an object in space, it will gain velocity. It won't have acceleration. You can send serial rockets to a single platform. So if your engines fire a single time or your space platform eventually reach the planet. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Does it have momentum and things like that? Probably. I imagine how they've done it is it's basically a train in space. And it's on a fixed rail, and a bit like a train, you know. It'll just sort of it'll just drift to a halt rather than, you know, actually do anything. Yeah, I think the idea with the it looked like when it showed the platform, if the engines aren't firing, it just sort of slows down, which, as you say, is not realistic. But like, yeah, wait, need to keep pushing the platform. I say that's what I think it is. Keep pushing, yes. Makes more sense. Space is wild. So, serious question. One of the devs might still be pondering, if your space platform gets damaged, loses its engine somewhere between planets, can you reclaim it somehow? Can you send a second platform to come repair it? Yeah, that you kind of hit on some of the questions I have, because the feeling I get, as I said, is that they're like trains. But if they're like trains, you could damage trains, you can crash trains into each other, you can, you know, biters can eat a train, and all of those sorts of things. So what happens? We know that they're passing through asteroid fields and you need to defend the platforms, and apparently the small chunks don't hit it, but the big ones do, so you're going to damage your platforms. So you must be able to travel through space like you would on a rail. So you get in a, you know, in a platform, and you can manually control that platform, or at least give it, you know, a local destination, because it's got to have something like this. I can't do it because I've not actually launched satellites, but the things where it shows you where the planets are. So it's got to have something like that. Transit time is relevant environment consistency, immersive relevancy for transit time. Once one first piece arrived, then birds going on second, third ship, etc. Going right after that, and then it does not matter. It takes 1 minute to arrive or 15. Yeah, I mean, once you've got a flow of them, you know, that's true, but you've got to create that flow, basically, is kind of what I'm saying, which, you know, it's a bit of a, how can I phrase it? If you're used to building a science pack, you know, and being, basically progressing your science at a certain speed. It's done it. Okay. I can't launch this yet, though, can I now? Too much blathering on. But yes, it's getting that chain up and running. And as I say, one of the things that, you know, they're sort of saying in the Friday Facts was about not making it boring, basically, that it would be repetitive and the same thing over and over again. Well, if you're doing that exact same thing every time on a different planet, that sounds like it would get quite boring. That if you're just literally solving the exact same problem, and I guess you've got blueprints and stuff like that, so I don't know, it may not be that problematic, but as I say, it sort of feels like they're going to have a bit of a smarter solution somewhere, or the planets are maybe a bit more self-contained, and it's only once you've got to a point where you've unlocked everything, then suddenly you need to start including extra science packs, maybe. No one platform per surface. Okay, but what happens when your platform gets stranded? Salvage it from remote, I guess. So it's one platform per surface. I don't recall that. No, so I think they've. I mean, they've implied you can just have as many as you want. You can do them like trains, basically. Make a new. Oops. Make a new platform to go to a new planet if you can only have one. One per surface. You can build many. Only question I have: how do resources get from an orbital platform to the surface? Can we just harvest ice in space and teleport it to the surface to melt into water? Personally, I'm extremely slow and patient player, so I don't mind waiting for few ships to be made. Yeah. Yeah. But I say, one of the things with Falgora, of course, is this limited space. So if you need loads and loads of factories to make all these space platform bits and pieces, of course, you could have Nalvis making them, and it just sends platforms to you. What did this need? This needed glass and red circuits. Okay. So yeah, so I say it sounds like there's a lot, you know, just from the logistics side of the game, or the how you set things up side of the game, that we don't know about at all, really. And I think that stuff is the type of stuff I'd want to hear more about. I'd say I would quite like a bit of surprise on, you know, what happens on the last few planets and stuff like that. Let's do that, and then if you're going that way, need to be that. What is that waiting on? Plastic. Ah, did I just cut off? No, I should have given it more petroleum. Oh, we're out. Okay. Probably because we need more light to petroleum cracking. Okay. Right. Let in. Oh, I haven't got any pumps. Oh, can't even make any pumps. Oh. Inventory is full. Crikey, who's filled up my inventory? Oops. Cannot be placed on space platform spaceship. Okay, thanks for that. Do I want another one? Because what I'm trying to build, obviously, is speed modules. So, kind of, will answer part of the question then. Wait, did I only build one pump? That was stupid. Okay. Go. Okay, so it's a bit more petroleum. I could also do, I guess, maybe switch another one of these over. I mean, is the heavy sort of full now? Not full, but we've got plenty of lube. Okay, so maybe if we pop one of these on light as well. So plastic was the thing suffering, wasn't it? Yeah, just not able to cope. But then I've started using sulfur and solid fuel, and of course lube is now trying to catch up. So we're going to be a bit behind on that for a little while, which is fine. What else do you need? You need some radars, some solar panels, and some accumulators. Okay. I think I might just hand provide them because I don't obviously have proper logistics yet. And I don't have any logistics chests. Let's just make one. So, we will go and see where the heck I put... Where did I put solar panel? There we are. Again, I could order these up. I just keep forgetting I've got bots. I seem to have got them weirdly early. How many does it actually use? It uses 10 of them. 10 of them. So this would have let me... So 50 would let me send 5 rockets, wouldn't it? And I think it's 2 you need to unlock the star map. I just want to see what it's all about, really. I'm not actually fussed about this being a good base, as you can probably tell. Ah, here we go, accumulators. I'm a bit puzzled these have got anything in. Why are my solar panels not being built? What are you waiting for? Missing construction robots. Really? I mean, I know 27's not a lot, but 27 is not 0. So where have they been assigned then? Unless I'm... No, I've got bots on there. Why are you not doing anything? I know. I bet it's the whole trees thing, is it? I bet they're stuck. We'll have to go and have a look. Right, so let's pop these in here first. One job at a time. Why did I do that? Give it one of them. It wants radar. Them and them. I'm not going to auto launch or anything, but we will get it to feed in when it's done, because the red circuits are gonna mean it'll take a small ice age. Yeah, let's go and have a look at. In fact, let's get me tank. As I kind of didn't realise, it's not like your platform just dumps you off on a planet and leaves you stranded till you get your new factory up. Your platform will walk back to Nauis, can refill up to send you refurbishments. I'm probably going to go to new planets as naked as possible because I'm a masochist at restarting video games, but you can over-prepare as much as you fancy, it seems. Watching all this Factorio content makes me want to play again, but it just feels like I'm playing an inferior game. I mean, with all the improvements that are coming. I know it's a bit sort of... there's some things like that they've explained in the quality of life that I'm like... That's going to be so huge that it does feel like, you know... Maybe I should just wait sometimes, but... Yeah, I just love it so much, I guess. Right, so let's have a look at these panels. As I say, because what I suspect may be happening, because I set down 1 million panels to work out the space, that they're possibly trapped. Waiting for trees to be cleared? No, there's nothing here. Okay. Why are you not building them then? Oh, well, for one reason. Those aren't actually connected. Right. That was a bit of a catastrophic error, wasn't it? Let's just pop that in there then. Oh, I've not got any rovables. Nuts. Okay. Well, it'll fill that in. I do also suspect there's things that come out that, like for example, hold me. I mean, let's say this is my first time playing this. I tend, usually with these overhaul mods, to try and keep it fresh in a sense, and not just, you know, look at all of the tech tree in advance and work it all out, etc. But apparently, holmium is in this, so it kind of it's starting to feel. I know they said at the beginning, like the first Friday Facts was like, well. Isn't the expansion just SpaceX? And I suspect it's a lot more closer to... And they tried to head it off, but I think it's probably more closer to the truth than they're sort of willing to admit, really. Because holmium is just such a random thing to put in the game. It's like, well, why the heck would you pick that? Right, so if I want to put... green circuits in both of them. Well, actually, if we keep that, do that. No, don't like that. Let's do green circuits, because what does the other one use? So that gives us green circuits as well, and copper cable. So it'd be nice just to have them all here together, I think. Just for our first foray into the world of modules. I keep looking for the yellow chests, but I haven't got any. Let's do that then. Have the bots kicked in? The bots have kicked in. Excellent. Nice. Wish they just put the logistics groups and super force building into the game. I don't know how many people told me the same thing, but it just feels like I'm playing a video game. It's that, but also I played 2200 a bit burnt out of vanilla. I think this was This has a name, doesn't it, when people ask, skip current gen if I'm releasing pieces of something. 4,896 hours. That's quite a lot. You got me beat there. Right, I'm getting confused. So, what we want is thing here. And then we probably need another one there. Right. Because this one needs greens, actual something building for it, the green one. So that needs copper cables, so we need copper cables being made. So, do it on that side. So, put that there. Have they not bought me? Oh, they wouldn't. I'm not in the network. And then that one can be rod modules. I keep looking for them. I haven't got them. So, solid fuel for that one, glass for that one, and then copper for that one. So, where did solid fuel end up? Where did we put that? We didn't. We left it up here, didn't we? Yeah, okay. So how about we break that cardinal rule. We just take a belt down here. Like this. Go across there instead. Then you can grab those. Don't experiment a ton though. Yeah. I didn't, I mean, I hadn't touched any overhaul mods. Like, at all, basically. And I barely did anything with, you know, even quality of life type mods. I just played vanilla. For like, whatever it be, 2000. I basically started a series called Megabase. Well, that was I'd never done a Megabase, so I streamed a series where I was trying to build my first Megabase, having got 2,500 hours in the game basically. And I just because I enjoyed the base game so much, and I didn't feel any need to basically, but also what I was saying, why I was surprised I enjoyed this was literally the same thing of, I don't. A lot of the overhaul mods, they just add more for the sake of more. It's just, although it's cold aluminium, it's not really aluminium. It's that sort of thing of, it's just another thing to make that you stick in as part of a recipe, which there's nothing wrong with. That's not a criticism as such. Making more is. It's just, what the game is. But it's just the same, and particularly the way they tend to do it, having now played a few, and this was sort of what my, as it were, concern was. The way they tend to do it is they'll just add in a higher level assembler, basically. It'll be, assembler level 4, and assembler level 5, and assembler level 20. And I was just like, well, it doesn't really have much of an appeal for me. So we want solid fuel. We want this to be green circuits, don't we? So yeah, I'd never really touched them. And actually, the first sort of overhaul I did was Crash Factorio 2. Basically, the video is me I did 2 streams, and it was just me sort of throwing a tantrum and basically going, I don't see the point of this. Why is this? You know, because that one is where it does the whole offshore pumps need power, which I just find to be missing the point of what the game is. You know, you can walk around with 10, you know, nuclear power plants sat in a single slot in your inventory. But and people are like, well, let's do it. Let's make, you know, offshore pumps more realistic and require power. And it's like, you're missing the point. It's a video game. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so first couple of it is just me having a tantrum, basically. But I gave it another go, and I really enjoyed it, like properly. I think a big part of it, even though I really enjoy the combat, is the fact that I basically turned the biters off. And I could just focus on the building and the logistics. I keep looking at this because it's glass, isn't it? Why would glass be in a prod module? But there you go. So glass is there. Okay. So maybe if we do that. There's not enough room. Okay. I think I might just pump that up now. Do that. And then I can do that. That on there. Do that. That's going to be one of them. Oh. Somebody's filled up my inventory again. Actually, we don't need all those. Why have I got all those boxes? This is one of the things I'd love. One of the other videos I was thinking about working on was, you know, what quality of life stuff I would like in the game. And one of the things I'd love is to be able to save, you know, and transfer the setting up the logistics thing, because I find it really tedious and really annoying setting it up. You know, every time sort of thing. I'm sure there's a mod that does that, but there's a mod that does everything. Right, so if I do that to there. Wait, I put steel on. It's not steel, is it, that I want? It's copper. Why did I put steel on it? I could expect you guys to know. Right, let's pick up that steel now. Come here. They add more just for the sake of adding more, exactly. That's why I love playing Factorio 2, because it felt like it added something value. Not saying Factorio is not guilty of the same thing, but still. Yeah, it's a lot better. I would say, of the mods I played, I really liked Angels, the way it handled... What I really liked about it, it kept basically the recipes for everything. Rocket fuel is the exception, but the recipes for everything are identical. So it's just, you know, when you're making a splitter, it's exactly the same recipe. It's just how you make iron plate. That's a terrible example of that, but you know, the things you make. So when you make steel is like a really complicated process to make, and I quite enjoyed it. It got a bit annoying, basically. Well, no, that's wrong. I think I've said on this before, so it's not a surprise, but I found most of the things that have done bio stuff in the game annoying, and that's one of the reasons I'm particularly interested in finding out about Bacchus, because I'm a bit worried where everyone else is, you know, throwing tantrums about, you know, too little building space and all that sort of stuff. I might not like the bio stuff because I've just found it annoying in every game or mod that it's been in. But yeah, so what was the point I was making? Yes, so I think the bio mod was just annoying, and I think it might have been a change because I'm sure it wasn't there when I started. But he had, well, or she, I don't know if Archangel is a bloke or a woman, but they added in or added back in the alien science goop, and that was just the most annoying mechanic I think there was in Factorio. So those two things I didn't like actively didn't like. But the whole steel manufacturing and how to make copper and all that sort of stuff, that was quite fun and interesting. As I say, I don't think I would want to play it with biters properly on, because it got quite complicated. But yeah, that was good. But Crash Storio 2, I think, was absolutely my favourite because it gave a reason for doing a lot of the stuff with the whole what do you call it? Transporter thing. I wasn't sure about the matter. The basically conjuring anything you wanted out of nothing, out of water and stuff like that. I wasn't sure about that. That seemed a bit too just kind of making the whole game just trivial, basically. So I wasn't sure about that, but yeah, it really worked, and I liked the way it did nuclear power as well. The extra types of nuclear power was quite interesting and sort of a different take on it. But yeah, I'd certainly say Crash Story 2 was kind of the favourite of the overhaul mods I've done so far, because it's just a bit more complicated, a couple of extra machines, but not over the top. Like I say, Bob's I just got quite annoyed by in the end because you're just doing exactly the same thing over and over again. It's just using brass to make level 4 steam engines and nitinol because why not? Because that's something you can look up on Wikipedia. As something else to put in a machine, and it didn't make any logical sense. Why is adding this thing in making it a better machine? I'd say it doesn't matter because it's a game, but it did end up going a bit sort of, well, I'm just doing this for the sake of doing it. And I finished the game, launched a rocket, and I was only like, what was it, halfway through all of those machines, and it just felt, I don't know, pointless, really. Please, these emotes of yours are making me sad, yeah. Don't be sub or two people. Have I literally never... Oops. Thought that we just always bus GC, so I never considered it. Yes, less tedious personal logistics would be so nice. I have noticed a trend in the Friday Facts of step skipping. Foundries can make steel and low density structures directly. Hippies make modules easily. Guess their philosophy is we added more stuff, but added step skipping as well. So stuff to remember is relatively consistent. Yeah. The bit that's going to be challenging, I think, is the way the things are tied to planets. So, not sure about that. We could have a bit of a struggle of having all of these amazing machines, but you can only make them on, a given planet, and how do you move them about and stuff like that. You're going to have to do 3 planets before you unlock all of these amazing machines. And then, I think it's why we've got the belts and the stack inserter, because the temptation is to want to go back to Nalvis then and, change everything to a completely new factory, which would be fun, I guess, but it could also be quite tedious. So simply having a way to, massively increase the throughput on your existing base is like a quicker fix, I guess, than right. Well, now you've got to go and rebuild with foundries, I'm not sure what I'm waiting to do here. So they should be building in a radar's not in my production thing anyway. I have a horrible feeling they aren't. Let's go and see if we can find it. Where would radars be? Radars. Oh, yeah, they are. I guess they just haven't got round to it. They are notoriously lazy, the bots. It seems like that's the sort of quality of life thing. I'm like, you know, that the bot improvements sound amazing. And he was, as you were saying, the logistics groups. I just, it does feel like I won't be able to go back. Another thing I wanted to do, I got all sorts of ideas of things I wanted to do, but I'm sure I won't get time to do any of them. Was a final playthrough of just like vanilla, you know, just this is what version 1.0 was at the end, as it were. Because I think it's fairly obvious that this is Factorio 2. It's not just 2.0. It's Factorio 2. It's actually the sequel, really. So I do have absolutely loads of accumulators and absolutely loads of solar panels, don't I? Yeah, so it's just the bots is the issue. And they're really lacking red circuits and the big motory boys. That's problematic, isn't it? That was silly. I need to have them all on one side of the belt, okay. And in fact, I bet it's blending them together, isn't it, if I've done that? Yeah, so what I actually need to do is something even messier. Now, has it got any pipes in there? Ah, it's not got anything. Because that's all kind of wrong. So you both got... Rover... Oh, right, there's the big motors. Okay. No wonder it's not making bots. Okay. I do have a jump pack, by the way. I've got that tech on. Whee! This is quite fun. Yeah. I don't have a goal at the moment. I guess I should start the whole space thing. We could do something like these, though. Because everything else does kind of need... okay. Need to come up with a plan. I don't really have a plan. Has it made... Oh, yeah. Has it? Ah, we have a rocket, so let's fire one off. Satellite was launched in orbit and capable of seeing whole planet. You have unlocked the navigator's uplink. This allows you to view the world via satellite dispatch. Character N to activate the uplink. Shortcut toolbar. Viewing a satellite, you can move the view with movement controls. Remove that without radar. Place ghosts. Change recipes. I'm too slow at reading. So basically, this is the remote view, isn't it? This is like... detected a weapons cache. Huh. A weapons cache. I had no idea there was such a thing. So where's that then? I know it's meant to have some kind of story in it. This. Oh, some kind of weird gun. Okay. Where is that then? That's there. I'm going to just put a tag on it. It's not that far away. I don't know if it keeps that pingy point. I don't imagine it does. Because we need to go and get that copper anyway. Really. That's what I'm kind of putting off, is doing that stuff. Again, lazy. Let's go and see what that's about, what that actually gives us. So what I was trying to do is if I go up here, it said it removes, oh okay, so it reveals the planet as you go around, okay. These are some big nests, aren't they? That's RSO doing that. Let's sort of reveal a chunk of what we can't see. And maybe find some next target resources. So that's probably quite a big iron ore patch. What have we got here? Ah, coal. Okay. We got stone there. Is this some kind of... Oh no, there's a connecting point there. Right, let's go and see what... That's just out of the range here. Crikey. Reveal a little bit of this. It's actually a long way from our actual base. Okay. I do want a bit more of this. Let's have a look, see what's on the other side of this lake. Ooh, nice little checkpoint there on that bit of land. What have we got? Ah, we're there still. Well, this is massively convenient, I gotta say. I like this idea. Let's be able to blast around and see what's going on. Tempting to reveal gigantic swathes of the map though, which is not great for file size and stuff. Let's see what this is all about. Although this machine is hopefully sufficiently capable of running lots and lots of maps and big maps and etc. I paid enough for it, so... right, so if we do a bit more here, because that is actually relatively close. Oh, nice coal patch there. Oh, it's generating it in. Can you see doing that? Moving too quick for it. Let's open. Oh, okay. Bit of water there. There's a thing I think to trim it back, isn't there? End up with too much map revealed on too many planets. Right. Clear across here. Down here. Makes searching trivial, I suppose. But then the map is so... Oh! Right. Let's go and have a look at what's up here. Now, what Factorio really needs is microtransactions. We've listened to our playbest and clearly decided basic course of action is to have each and every machine a time limit and then have to wait for it to recharge, or you can pay real money to recharge it now. Yeah. I gotta say something controversial. I don't actually mind microtransactions too much. Obviously pay to win type microtransactions are just about the worst thing ever invented. But I'm not actually... I think as a business, I think, the whole, the point that's rightly made about full price games also having microtransactions is, yeah, that's bad. But as a fundamental thing, I don't tend to mind microtransactions. I think it's... But then, I don't have any problems with not buying them, so I know a lot of people do struggle with that, so obviously coming at it a different perspective, but I've always kind of said if they did put microtransactions in, I mean, as you say, some kind of pay to win, a horrible mechanic like that wouldn't be good, but I literally spent thousands of hours in this game. I wouldn't begrudge paying, £10 or something to get some skins, for the engineer. Obviously some mods do that sort of thing, but say a few official skins or skins for your tank or something like that, turn it into a different type of tank or something like that, I wouldn't mind that at all, because say to me, I've already got the value out of the game, so... Okay, so let's go and have a look. And I have to press N again, don't I? What this weapon cache is. Got to monetize somehow. League of Legends is technically a microtransaction. Yeah, we're violent about it being mostly aesthetic. Yeah. Increase the price. Oh, hello, Bushbird. Increase the price a year or two back, and people went nuts. I know. They also did a thing, didn't they? I mean, I think it turned out to be an error where they put the price up in certain territories by a ridiculous amount. I think some of the some of the currency conversions went a bit weird. I think that turned out to be an error, but yeah, I don't think it's bad value. I mean, there's also that thing. So there's an expression that, I mean, it's not so much if a game's really old and it's not being supported anymore and all that sort of stuff, then putting it on sale is entirely sensible. But there is an argument, like Factorio does, of just never... There's no point putting it on a sale, in a sense, because... well, the economics are different, obviously, because it's a game and all that sort of stuff. But there's an expression that cheap is never cheap enough for some people. In other words, it doesn't matter how cheap you sell something. There will always be someone asking for it to be... a bigger discount or what have you. It's like when they did the G2A thing, where they basically said, we'd rather you pirate our game than use this, this site, because it actually costs us money. So what the heck? A railgun, okay. Railgun ammo. Cool. Med packs. Oh, they're proper med packs, though, not. Wait. Oh, med pack 4. Okay. Request a strongbox. Request a warehouse. I don't know how those count as weapons, but there we go. A railgun. Interesting. How does a railgun work then? Let's pop that in there. They seem to have taken off on this. You can't use the shotgun to shoot trees, which that was my favourite hobby. Right, let's go and see if we can't find a tiny little biter nest. And I can shoot things with a railgun. Whoops, I think a bit close there. Just going to be able to strong point, so I've got somewhere to run back to, like a hero. I've not actually got much ammo on me, have I? This must have... Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so... For freedom and victory. Wow! Okay. Wow. Okay, so it shoots in a... Okay. That was fun. I like that. People don't understand there is inflation. The price is worth what the purchaser is willing to pay for. Inflation just needs to use in my opinion. Yeah. Factorio is fairly priced in my opinion, considering the market. It's the most beautiful game for the people who like automation games. Yeah. Yeah, I say there is always that. I'm sure there are people who don't like anything. Let's say I'm going to do it again. Oops. It's not for everyone, and that's fine. Right, so how many does this kill? And what's the range on it, actually? Because that's green. Is it edge of the screen stuff? It is, so that's showing green as that it can kill from that distance. Let's try and not blow mine turrets up. Okay, so it didn't quite kill that worm. They've gone for a conflab. I think they're deciding my fate. It is a very long range weapon, isn't it? Where are you all going? Your death is over here. Yeah, I like this. Leave me alone. I've been saying railgun in my videos, haven't I? That's what I think we're getting weapon-wise in SpaceX. In Space Age. I say that's what I was saying earlier on, that I think it's actually a heck of a lot closer to SpaceX than they're sort of admitting. Their point before seemed to be, well, we can add, mechanics that, because we can edit, write the code, basically, that Arundel can't add, which is true and apparent, but adding in holmium, given how weird and random a resource that is. That's a very strange thing to add. It's not the sort of thing you would instantly think of. I think there's a lot in this that is actually going to go into the main game. Done in different ways. But given this seems to have a railgun, which I did not realise, I think we're also getting one in the main game. Okay. I really am just bimbling about today, aren't I? We're not really got any kind of a plan or what we're going to do. I guess we need to launch that second rocket if we can do that. The big thing that's a struggle, because it always is, appears to be red circuits. So I guess we could build something up there. But what I really need to do is just sort of go out and make some outposts and all that sort of stuff. Guess if I'm being forced. I mean, I've got bots now. I don't. Oops. I don't know if I've got personal robot bot. Have I? In fact, I think that's locked behind space sites, isn't it? Or have I already got robot? Yeah, I got to do. Oh no, I have got level 1. Okay. So that makes setting some outposts up a lot easier. While we're here, given I think I've got a few on me, let's pop in some more. Copper mines. Oops. Why was there a... Oh, I know. There was a meteor strike. That instead. For people who like automation games, Factorio is the OG of automation game, in my opinion. What was there before that? The only thing that comes to mind is modded Minecraft. Yeah, I think it was the inspiration, wasn't it? Modded Minecraft. It was Pioneer. It remains a titan. I agree. So other coding builder games before, but none nearly as well realised as Factorio. Of course, there have always been similar tycoon games. Personally, I'm not aware of any other game with automation aspect that was introduced before Factorio. Googled Homium to see if it was a fictitious element. No, it's real. Number 66, but I've never heard of it. Homium makes sense though. Used mainly in the construction of magnets, I should say. Magnetic alloys. Nearly killed your own turret. Turrets are there to die. That's what they're for. Protects you from enemies, and that's how you repay it. Its job is to die for me. If I happen to be the one doing the killing, then that's fine. I saw a few people say they don't have volcanoes as enemies, which they showed a laser line volcanoes were real, and they had a heavy-handed hint like, who knows what you might awaken. Disappointed, which felt like a reference to the Mines of Moria, Lord of the Rings, if I'm being honest. Balrog comes to punish your greedy builds. Yeah, I mean, that was my guess for the enemy on Volcanus. It is an enemy that lives in the lava, and so it spawns out of the lava, basically. And that's part of the reason for not giving you lava landfill, is so that... Because obviously if you then just landfilled all the lava, you would never have to deal with them. But I think it comes out of the lava. Because you say, it did feel like a Balrog type reference. And also, where else would it be? Because it was odd that when they showed the map, there were no nests or what have you, and if that's the type of thing that they're hiding on, you know, with that, you know, square on the Unfolgora, then having something that, you know, surfaces out of the lava will be quite cool, and also then difficult to deal with because presumably it could move between lava fields, so it would effectively randomly spawn out of the lava. And so, I say, other than landfill the lava, you're always just going to have to be dealing with attacks. So you would need stuff, you know, all the way around. The bit that kind of contradicts that, or made me doubt that, was the whole when they put down laser turrets in a crater. Because why would you need to do that unless it comes out and literally walks across the land, rather than just sort of popping its head out and attacking you? You know, it wouldn't get that far in, sort of thing. So yeah, and that would also mean why it would be particularly tough, and why you would need a tungsten weapon to deal with it, basically, or tungsten ammo of some description. Okay, let's have a look, see if we're anywhere close. Oh, rocket result inventory. Okay. Oh, not got any room. So this is what you turn into. I didn't know you'd get some straight away. Okay. Because don't you turn this into... Yeah. Oh, you use speed modules. Okay. And furnaces. Wow, that's production heavy then, isn't it? What would we be getting though? Because I need this life support to actually go into orbit, don't I? Increases life support efficiency by 100% additive. If installed in a non-spacesuit, efficiency bonus is halved and won't work in space. Oh, there's a spacesuit. Okay. Thruster suit. Is there a spacesuit or is it a thruster suit? I don't know if I see anything that looks like a spacesuit on the icons. I do see lots of weird things though. So is it this thruster suit then? To make... Oh, spacesuit with thrusters and mag boots. Don't go into space without it. Okay, duly noted. So this is where we need to be going, basically. Life support facility. Okay. Oh, we need the recycling facility for it. Why would we need that? You don't recycle anything there, do you? No. It's not a dependency for that one. Okay. So, if I want to do that, it's dependency for that one. So the ability to recycle... I guess it's this whole capsule thing, isn't it? Which is how you do your flying about. Okay, so let's... Oh, start that research. And that one, because they're all just red and green and blue. Do med packs matter? Life support equipment. So I need to do that research. And then that one. And then that one. And those two require the orange packs. How many do you need? 100 and 200. So we would need 300. Oh, and that then gets you the cargo. Is that the one you travel up? Oh, there you go. Space capsule. Rocket control space capsule big enough for a passenger. Okay, so that's how we would get into space, not the regular rocket. And this must be the one, cargo rocket. In space, can take passengers into... Okay, so I might have to look them up properly. Rocket fuel tank, cargo pod. Space capsule refurbishment. Cargo rockets. Okay, so that's different. And requires... Oh, the pods and the rocket fuel. Crikey. It gets expensive then, doesn't it? So let's pop that one on as well. But we know we need to make orange science. But I can't make orange science because I've not done the research. Will it require speed module, satellite telemetry? Okay. Have I? I must have done furnaces then, eh? Oh, I have. Oh, I didn't know I was making them. I'm not making them. That's the point. But I need to make them. Okay. Builds. Humanizing laser turrets. Not this streamer. That's just sacrifice we need to make. And this planet's cool, but why do you have a literal wall of laser turrets surrounding each and every lava lake? Little lavasaurus. Okay. Is the plastic really still bad? I thought it might have recovered by then. It's just not happening, is it? Just not happening. Or is that because light is still blocked? It's not blocked, it's just throughput, I think. Let's see if we can put some prods in and maybe get it a little bit of a boost. Oh, I've not made any prods because I never put a long-handed inserter on. Genius. And I bet I haven't put... No, it's last they need, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Okay, well we won't put any prods on them. Right, so what we're going to do first, I guess we should make some steel furnaces anyway, because that's always a thing that's useful. Not steel furnaces, electric furnaces. Oh, they're made from steel furnaces. Okay. Okay, now we are making them somewhere. I just want, because I've now got these, like, requester debris, haven't I? So I could just move one over. Where the heck are the steel furnaces? Oh, am I not making steel furnaces? Let's see if I can order them up. No. Okay. Well, that solves that problem a little bit, because might as well just make them in a chain. Okay. Let's do a split on... Do I want to do it that way? No, it doesn't matter, does it? Ah. Litter everywhere. The heck is that heavy composite? Where the heck does that come from? Heavy... Heavy composite. I guess that was also in the chest? Because that's way more advanced than what I've got. I don't remember seeing that in the chest though. Anyway. Let us build some electric furnaces. So, these would need red circuits, steel furnaces. So that would be steel then. So they also need stone. Oh no, they just need stone brick. Stone brick and steel, okay. And then we'll make some more. Yeah, Egypt. Okay, no bot coverage. Maybe put one in around the back. So you would be stone furnaces, so we need to bring stone over. Steel, stone brick. Now they should be on the same belt. Might have to deliver them a bit weird. So that would then need heat shields and red circuits, okay. So we'd need maybe heat shields and red circuits down there. And then you're going to get steel and stone brick, and you need stone. So actually, we do that, because you also need steel. There's 5 bits of steel though. Okay, so if that's the steel, to there, say, and that's the stone and stone brick. Like that. Also means I can probably hive that one off a bit earlier. Because even I'm reaching the extent of my spaghettification skills. Oh. Somebody's put a lane of sulphur there. Okay, so that's the steel and... no it isn't. That's the stone and stone brick. So then what we need here... well, we need access to... no we don't. Do we? No. I would need red circuits. What I need is heat shields, advanced circuits, and steel plate. So heat shields are right here. Oops. No, that'll do fine actually. And then this needs to be stone, steel, and red circuits. You know, all these red circuits we've got spare. Why did I put that sulphur there? That's wrong, isn't it? Because I need... oh no, that'd be okay. Where red circuits in theory... are they on the other side of the... are they anywhere? They're here. Which goes along there. Other side of batteries, okay. I will rebuild all this obviously at some point, so it's just fun to play in this way. Like that. And then... maybe if I make that like that. Will that work? Because that's going to be on... no. Would need to go into there anyway. Criminy only knows when we'll get a red circuit that's spare, because they'll be going into blue science now. Oh. It's alright, you've been chatting and I've been getting into the zone. Can't remember if I postulated this before, but I wonder if Bacchus will have a creeping mould fungus enemy. Purely invasive species where biters creep into settlements across the map. Fungus literally crawls across the ground, and you beat it back with flame blowers or something. That could be quite interesting. Reminds me of a small indie series Creeper World, where an amorphous purple jelly comes to blow up your stuff, and use various turrets to beat it back. Belting into a sideways underground or splitter will always look bizarre to me. I always forget you can do that. It's a trick I abuse basically. It's sort of canon because can I get this to arrange auto? Oh no, so that sounds very interesting on Bacchus. I did notice when they showed it most recently, there was this gigantic, was it pink? Like thing on it, and it looked like lava to me. But for this one, I know it's a bit janky the way they've done it, but it actually changes. You see, it's got the hood is all of the side, and if you put, so it's complete there. So if you actually attach one on the side, it does move the attachment point. So you do that. So it is canon. It is like legal. But I abuse the hell out of it. Right. So what? We've got light oil still coming, heavy oil, the dribble of petroleum. Okay. I didn't send this rocket, did I? Or did I? Have I done 2 now? One more large. Okay, so let's get this launched. While it's doing its thing. So in theory, as I say, red circuits at some point in the next million or so years, when it's got a spare red circuit, we might get an electric furnace. Biddly Bob, what's Biddly Bob? Some orbiting space platform. There may be useful stuff up there. Open the Universe Explorer, select Navis Orbit, and click View Surface to take a peek via satellite. Launch more satellites to start looking for other celestial bodies. Okay. Universe Explorer. Calidus Orbit. This is the one that it gives. Oh, right. Okay. So these are sort of random asteroids, is the idea, I guess? It's got iron ore on it. Is this just infinite? Well, it wouldn't be infinite, would it? Because it can't be, but just however big. Okay. So then if we go... What does that mean? Priority. Okay. Delta V from reference zone. So that's how far away it is, I guess? Solar percentage 1,520. That must literally be like Mercury type orbit or something then? Threat 33%. Robot interference. Primary resource. What the heck does that mean? Radius. Okay, so that's the orbital distance. What are these then? Include planets. Okay. Include planet orbits, include moons, include moon orbits. Cool. What does that mean? Aim rate will be configured in mod options. Okay. Confirm hostile extinction can only be performed on planets and moons. There you go. That's the one that gets it done. Oh, right. So this is our... flat solar panel. High efficiency solar panel that you can walk on. Okay. A ruin. Ruin. Okay, so just bits of junk. A capture, enter the capture using enter. Can be used for personal transport between zones, emergency escape pod, or in the construction of a cargo rocket. A bunch of fish. Okay. That must be them escaping from the surface. Okay. So there are actual science packs up here. As well as weird things. Okay. Oh, it tells me what the whole storage is. So we got 500 white pipes, 200 what I think are meant to be the space belts, 200 what I think are platform bits, 100 space rails, and then that pointy thing, which I think is the power one in orbit, isn't it? Okay. This looks like a docking point. Decontaminate clean subsurfaces for use in sterile environment and prepares liquids for use in low pressure conditions. Okay. Cool. No free bots though. Fluids. Righto. Oh yeah, just ruins. Okay. Space assembling machine. So we get to assemble some space. Oops. That's cool. How do I get out of that now? Just go back to the Elvis. Do the end. There we go. Back has had some pink stuff. To be fair, Factorio has a huge blue component. Which looks like continental glaciers, but it's just lightning storms, yeah. Okay. What have we done? We've done a life support facility. Guess I can just hand make one of them. And that'll do us fine. What the heck is all this? Big electric pole Oh, I see. These are the recycling recipes. Oh, okay. So it deconstructs it. Oh, you also get the scrap thing. Okay. Scrap can be turned into random rubbish. Okay. Broken data cards. Cargo pod scrapping. Secure canister. Empty life support canister. Canister cleaning. Is that not the same as that? Oh, that's an empty one. Okay. Oh, so it's like a scrubber, I guess. Like air scrubber. Wait, what? What's the difference between them? 2 life support. Oh, it goes in. Oh no, it's made in a life support facility. Okay. Oh, and you get the ability to turn anything into landfill. There it is, Holmanite. There we go. That must be the holmium. Iridite. So I guess we get iridium. Scrap. Beryl. So beryllium, presumably. Good old beryl. Everyone loves beryl. Cool. Okay. Yes, so orange science packs are up and coming, but they need speed modules and spaceship telemetry. So we've made speed modules in kind of small quantities. Oh, we've got prop modules as well now. Let's grab some of them. We stacked to 50. Okay. Assumed it would do something like make them only 10 or something. Let's get them in there. Do they have a slowing down effect in this, or is that something that's been taken off? Speed minus 10%, okay. But then, don't modules work, beacons rather work very differently in this. Where's me bacons? Effect trans. Oh, crikey, that requires all sorts of weird stuff. Production science packs. Okay, so that's a lot later on. Thruster suit. Did I put the cargo rocket on? Reduce amount of cargo lost during transit. Ooh. I don't want to lose stuff. So I should probably have a landing pad then, I guess, at some point. Allows you to deliver rocket cargo pods to a named landing pad. For further research, it can also recover rocket parts. I guess we want one of them and all. 500? Wow. So, red circuits. The big problem. Copper cable, electronic circuits, and plastic bars, but they require either stone or wood. Does this have any kind of... what would it be? I guess... greenhouse or something like that? No. Ooh, some fancy icons in this. Rocket fuel from Pyroflux. What's that? Vitamelange. Primitive Vitamelange rock sponge into a valuable nutrient extract. Very June. Hyper cooling. Ooh, using telescopes. I haven't really looked at the tree, like, deliberately. Apply friendly medium splitter units. Crikey, there's loads of them there. Can't see anything that looks like making trees, so we would need to set up a red circuit factory somewhere near stone as well, or with access to stone. It's lost the recipe on these because they've been there so long. Let's put it back in then. How much power are we getting from this over there? Okay, so it could run our base. Maybe I should go and stop it overusing. Yeah, let's go and do that. So I'm afraid this series is going to be aimlessly bimbling, like even more aimless bimbling than I usually do. So I'm really in no hurry. The Angels one, I was like trying to push on and get stuff done, but this one, we'll see how far we get. I'm pretty sure at some point I'll reach a point where it's just too much, you know, building basically the same thing over and over again. Oh look, it's got a little icon saying where we are, and you can rename it. Okay. Yes. What was I doing? So I want some... what should we call it? Let's just order them in. I want some of them. Please. I know if man's going Dark Souls mode. There we go. Oh, let's move more. The next part of the reason for prevaricating as well as say is what we really need to do is go out and grab some resources. Or what I could look up, which I was just wondering, is if I've got this mega railgun, how would I even... Oh, crikey. It's a lot later down in the tree, isn't it? Okay. I was hoping it wouldn't be too far down. Yeah, it's trapped behind three sciences, all of this technology. Okay. So if I'm going to use that, I need to be kind of sparing with it for the time being. Oh well. But it was so fun. Right. Let's get a little control thing on this. No point just burning all this coal for no reason. Now that we've got a bit of solar. Is it L? No, it's A, isn't it, for accumulators? Less than 10. Alright. Could have hooked him up to the same one, couldn't I? Less than 5. Right. Less than 15, say. Oh. Oh. Wait. Did that work or just accidentally hit num? Oh. So have these got their condition sets then? No, I can't do it remotely, can I? That's annoying. Why are you still running? Just using up the power, I think. Let's just check. 0. Okay, no, obviously didn't hit the button right. Five, 10, 15. Okay. So when we run out of accumulator power, all of our steam engines will kick in. Right. Now, where are we going to build this red circuit factory? And is that really the best thing to do? What time is it? 5:20. I mean, this is quite a nice, claimable little bit. But it's not actually got much resources in it. I should probably have ramped up the richness and stuff, shouldn't I? Stone. The other option is nuclear power. We could look at what nuclear is all about in this. Oops. So that'll be even more rocket science. And then they would require space science. So that's not too late, is it? It's a nuclear power. That's more space science. Covrex then requires production. Okay, so that's quite a bit later. Oh, and that requires... Oh, that's the reprocessing there. So it's only space science. It's quite expensive though, isn't it? Okay. So we need a lot more red circuits, basically. And how I need to do that, I guess, let's be more pragmatic about it, is oil. Is this, like... Yeah, it's not really pumping out the oil. Partly because I've cocked that up. But we could go down and put some modules in. That would help. I am feeling very aimless with this, I don't know. Yeah, I mean we need more oil, is basically the point. And we do have lots of oil patches. So we have the solution. We have the solution. Let's grab these modules. Go and pop down to the thing. Should I take all of them? I should take all of them really, aren't I? Again? Can't. No. Right, fine. Why are you still bringing me accumulators? That's yesterday's news. No! Take them away. Right. So grab them. Don't need them all. But what the heck. In fact, let's jump in the train. We can also fix that pipe error. Oh, let's not jump in the train. Where is the train? I'm debating about what to stream tomorrow because I've been playing Nightingale, which is a survival game. It's okay. It's very pretty. The interface is horrendous. The UI is just so poorly done. It's quite surprising. There's quite a lot. It's got a mixed rating on Steam, and I think a lot of it's to do with the fact that when you look at it, how pretty it is, you sort of assume that it's more, you know, more done than it is. So yeah, I think a lot of people are going like, this game looks like it's finished, but it you know, clearly isn't. It's an early access title. So I'm tempted to stream that, you see, just because I've been playing that and, you know, the other option, because I just don't fancy playing whatchamacallit, Dyson Sphere program with the Dark Frog as it is. It's just not. In fact, probably right. Just with prods, aren't we? It seems to be pumping it out. It's quite a rate. Yeah, without any whatchamacallit, I think that's fine. So I was going to turn all of this into fuel. We could easily grab that one as well. Should we do that? If we bring in... Because the problem here is like the amount of oil. And that's hurting us, but not too much here. But if I want to put in more oil processing, I could literally just put it on the other side, you see. So if we bump up the amount of oil that's coming in, we we could just use some of this space. So I think that's the current plan. We actually have a plan now. Wow. There you go. So what we're going to need is a whole bunch of underground. And some pumps. Don't think I've got any being made automatically, but we'll see. And some pump jacks. Good old jack pump. How many slots have we got over there? Oops. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Looks like 18. Yep. And then plenty to do then. And then what? Power stuff, I mean, we've kind of got that, that's fine. Rail, I guess, if we're going to use rail. Add on to this train. A couple hundred of that more, maybe. Convert that to landfill. So I don't know why we've got heavy composite, but we have. That's all fine and good. And what else can we get rid of? We need them. Concrete. Loads of engines. But we don't really need pumps. I can make a bunch more of. What about tanks? I'm not going to be making them. No. So I would need iron plate. Oops, iron plate to make them. Couple of tanks. Loco. Well, I could use the same train, couldn't I? We'll just have it go to 2 places. So we need to put a little junction in there. And just go all the way up there, over there. Get pump jacks on them. Yeah, and we're good, I think. It's good to have a plan. Solar power. I don't suppose. Railway frames. I've done a being dumb again, haven't I? I'll make flying robot frames without electric jobs. Oh! Meteor's destroyed something. Now it's orbit. Okay. And what was there to destroy? A whole lot of nothing. Thanks for that. Another one. Down here on Alvis. Oh! Is that actually trash something useful? Oh, was that telling me 8 shots fired, 9 out of 11 structures remain ready. Excellent. Meteor defense has meteor defensed. Right, so let's get some of this rail on, okay? I think we will just use the train. Let's call it over. there, please. Oop. Oh. Right, I forgot I hadn't put the bots on. In fact, I don't think I've got a roboport, have I? No, I've not actually built any. Okay. Well, let's just pop out anyway, and we'll just do what we can. Okay. Bit of landfill across here. Yeah, so just fancy playing something different, and I have been I'm going to be honest, I've been kind of unimpressed with the Dark Frog. I think it looks pretty. I think the concept isn't bad. I think the execution is not quite there. It's not balanced, or it's not. It's difficult to know without the. I don't need to bother with signals, do I? 'Cause it's just the one train. Yeah, it's just nothing. It's so easy. It's like sarcastic. Now maybe when the proper space combat comes in, that'll make it a proper challenge. But it's just so sort of non-thing. So I don't really fancy playing that again. I was trying to get to the point where I could destroy the hive, which is like the thing that floats about in the system. But apparently, you can only really deal with them when you've got the destroyers, which are quite light tech. And the other answer is to put the planetary shields up. To do the planetary shields, I would need to do a proper Dyson swap, which would mean an actual proper build, because I've just been a bit like what I'm doing here, just sticking in random machines to get me what I've needed. So I haven't really built it as a proper factory. Also discovered, of course, that because it doesn't do any kind of cloud saving, we probably want to go up here actually, don't we? Because it doesn't do any cloud saving, I've lost all my blueprints. So I'd have to... Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Where do I want to go up? Next one over. Oops. Here. I did not put in power poles, did I? Because we got. So I've lost track there. Where does that one go? That goes to there. So where do we want? Oh, turn upwards in the next one, really. So if that was, it's too far. Okay. Oops. So yeah, I don't really fancy playing it again. I'm not saying I suddenly dislike the game. I still do. It's just it's too meh. I don't really want that there. Where would halfway be? Halfway would be more like at that point, maybe? Yeah, I'd need to build properly, basically, like with the intention of building a Dyson sphere and all that sort of stuff. And I've not started playing like that, and I don't fancy going back, basically. It's literally just one tile further over, isn't it? So it's not massively different. That one. Ah, well. I'm not going to play Nightingale, you know, as a permanent thing, as it were. It's just because I've been playing it. Oh, it's a survival game as well, which I don't think is... My audience overlaps, you know, very well with that. So... just fancy continuing with it, really. Right. Where is... In fact, actually, that all sort of doesn't matter, doesn't it? If it's there. Yeah, I think this is a bad place for this anyway, because I've got to do the turnaround with this system. Okay. Get rid of this. Don't know why I'm doing it by hand rather than using a blueprint jobby. But I am. So yes, I think I'll do that tomorrow. How big is the turnaround? Pretty meaty. So we ideally want to be sort of there-ish, don't we? So where we are... Oops. Oops. No. No. Oh, I've hit in. That's going to get very confusing, I think. Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, assume one of your most verbose chatters just got back from a shower. I mean, it's sort of... I mean, people who tend to watch my stuff, I think, tend to lurk. And just have me in the background, which I'm more happy with. I mean, it's what I do as streamer. I don't tend to... I'm not actually much of a chatter on stream myself. YouTube comments, I leave a few, but yeah, I tend to get either someone like, you know, you guys have been chatting today, sort of thing. I tend to get a good flurry of people having conversations where I'm almost not needed. I'm sort of the extra part to it, in a sense. We've run out of rail. That's not very good. Let's go back and get some more then. We have come quite a long way. I didn't realise it was so far. But yes, people tend to either, you know, kind of not chat at all. And just sort of lurk, I think. Or, I say, they tend to get involved in conversations between themselves, and I'm sort of superfluous, really. Which is all good. Right, I think I'm going to get rid of that. Man, people are talking about this scrap mechanic. Oh, really? People pretending they know how it's going to feel and play without literally having it in their hands. Just shut up and let them vent and let the game quell their worries when they finally play. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly nothing you're going to be able to do about it until people actually get to play it. So yeah, leave them to it, really, I suppose. It seems to have been trapped quite a while. Yeah, it's the red circuits, isn't it? Well, we're sorting that out, I guess. I mean, that's actually... So, what I was just about was the dark fog in Dyson Sphere program. And that's actually quite a good example of the same thing. In that, you know, people were sort of complaining about it and what have you and saying, oh, I don't want that. And I don't think that'd be fun to play with and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, no, you know, give it a chance. You know, let's see what it is. And, you know, it sounds interesting and all that sort of stuff. And then I've actually come to play it. And it's too tepid. I mean, I know you can turn the difficulty up, and that's what people who have been playing it seem to have actually done. But to me, if it's not properly balanced and doesn't work very well at, you know, normal settings for a, you know, normal player, as it were. Am I normal? Good question. But then it needs rebalancing. You know, it's not properly done, or the extra the extra part to it needs adding in, and then we'll see how it works. But so I was quite sort of, oh, this looks interesting, and let's give it a go, and all that sort of stuff. And then in reality, it's not really done anything for me. You see what I mean? So yeah, I do understand people's fears, but what you say? Let's give it a go first, and then moan about it. Oops. Let's just pop. I should have a pre-prepped crossing, so I know where to put the signals. You're not blowing more of my stuff up, are you? What are you doing? Oh. No, you're just chucking... Oh, I keep hitting N by accident. No? No. There. Okay. I suppose, you know, one of the things, of course, is the way they're doing this mod pack system for it. You can always just play with the bits that you want, as it were. So if you do try scrap and you hate it and what have you, then you could play, you know, vanilla Factorio just with what should we call it? With you know, elevated rails and that sort of stuff. The bits you do like, as it were. I appreciate though that is basically saying 90% of the content is not, you know, not something you know, just don't play with 90% of the content, which is not ideal. Should we do one more? I think we'll do one more. And it does seem, as I say, a bit more tied together now. I was thinking it. I guess having like the elevated rail as, you know, a mod pack makes a lot of sense in that you can play it in vanilla, or, you know, a version of vanilla, version 2.0, whatever you want to call it. But I wasn't quite expecting, you know, when they were saying it was that, I wasn't expecting that basically in order to play Space Age you would have to use all of it. I'd interpret it more the other way around, I guess, that meant, because, you know, the way you know, when they said quality and people backlashed against it, they were all like, well, you could just play without it, you know, don't have to use it. Woo. Train. But this kind of ties it in. If you're playing version 2, Or does it? I don't know if... Does that... So a recycling machine's independent of the quality system? Because they seemed integral to it when they introduced it. I hadn't thought about that, actually. The poll for renaming the quality tiers, let me find it again. Current forerunners are basic, improved, superior, exceptional, perfect. Exceptional gears sure sounds better than epic gears to me. This was one of my... That was what I hate the naming, and I hate that naming system. I mean, I don't care enough to complain about it, sort of thing. I mean, I have complained about it on video, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not that important for me. But I just don't. That system. I guess it's the type of person, you'd expect to be playing Factorio, who likes that precision and accuracy and all that sort of stuff. Because that's kind of what we do, as it were, in the game. So then having a system where the several other tiers have nothing to do with quality. They're not... If something is uncommon, it doesn't say anything about what quality it is. It doesn't mean the same thing. So I don't like the names. But it's fine. As I said when I made that point, I know I won't call them that anyway. I'll just call them level 1, level 2, level 3 quality. Or maybe do the colours, like whatever it was, gold for level 5 or something like that. In the same way that I never call it a logistics science pack. It's always a green science pack. In fact, I don't even know the names. Production science pack, purple. I don't call them that, I call them purple. And I'll just do the same thing. So it doesn't matter in any way, really. Right, so is that right? Right, we want to pick up 1 and drop off, pick up 2 and drop off. Yeah, okay. So, we now want to pull up. Manual. Get some... should I just copy this? Might as well just copy this one. Recyclers are not required for quality shenanigans, they're just intrinsically helpful as they can repurpose unwanted byproducts. They could have used normal, magic, rare, epic, legendary. To me it was kind of concerning to hear Kovac say, maybe I just have a sense of humour about it and don't take the game so seriously. It's like how they've been semiconductors. I like, we take it seriously and we're freaking play-based. Yeah. Right, so let's recreate this. So we want... Yes, I should put the station in. I can't click that, can I? If I do that... I'm just trying to get the positioning right and not reinvent the proverbial wheel. So that's the bottom, isn't it? So we need to be that way round. Oh. Oh, it's got a signal in it. Okay. Like that. And then rotate it. And then flip it. And then realise it's sort of irrelevant. Pop that there. Get you in. And that. Oops. Go. Do I put turrets on it? Yeah, go on then. Okay. If we try and have a line. Where's the... Oh, there we go. Like this. See if we can't sort of fit everything in onto that one set of pipes. So. Gorux didn't take it seriously, then he wouldn't make the expansion of it as a player. Isn't all OCD like you see people on Reddit talking about how a flywheel connecting rod passes through an axle. I saw that one as well. I think that was joking though, wasn't it? That wasn't, you know, just a meme really. It's kind of a... I wanted to get weird about it, but it's kind of a reflection of type of people that play these sorts of games. Really, it's sort of a inevitable consequence, really, of you know, it's going to attract that type of person because of what it is. So you then kind of have to expect that sort of reaction. And to me, it's all fine. I don't think it's really necessarily a problem, except some people take it far too far, and then it is a problem. I could probably get those two together, couldn't I? It's always struck me as like one of the weirdest thing ever was, and I know this isn't, you know, it's not this extreme Factorio, but you know, people sending death threats about things in your game. It's like, wow, I just can't imagine ever being, you know, in a sense, in a... Oh, that's annoying. I hate this. If you want to know something annoying, these things, where it goes between each corner every time. It's only these two corners. Why did they do that? And when they were, you know, they did the one about proper flipping. The one where I got really confused because I assumed it was proper flipping. It's like they had perfect opportunity to just fix the flipping pump jack, but instead they just went, "Oh no, you still can't flip them." Oh, just change it. I know it's more art to do, and art's really hard, but come on. Right. Maybe if we put that one in there. Flipping pump jacks, eh? Flipping pump jacks. Yeah, I was more just annoyed at his nonchalance. Already across this bridge, they know most players use colloquial term knows already blue chips, bridge science. The game actually has more serious sounding names, so it felt regressive. Oil is the weirdest mechanic in the base game, especially the pump jack. Yeah. Right, let's connect these in. I'm just going to put a pipe across there. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, have we missed any pump jacks? No, cool. Right, so simple matter of simply connecting everything together. A few simple wires. Oops. That. No. Got you. And you. And you. Why are you not connected? Oh, because that's on a separate system. So let's make sure these are all connected together. And we will grab something from there. Is everyone nodding? Everyone is nodding, okay. Some Pod modules in. Because why not? How are we doing on power anyway? Oh, lovely. Boop, boop, boop. Wonder what happened there. Bit weird. Burner tab. Oh, yeah, I need to block them off as well, don't I? Forgot they were even a thing. Tanking away. Oily, oily, oily. Lovely jubbly. Now, have I left anything here? Have we got... What's that there? There's a ghost here somewhere. Ghost here? Oh, it's just a power plant. Okay. All good, I think. So that kind of doubles up our oil inputs. Did I get all the power poles? I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Crikey. Well, I didn't really achieve very much today, did I? I didn't even manage to do the rowing. Orange science. Yeah, I mean, the intention from now on, basically, is that what will actually happen is I'll do both Saturday and Sunday on Factorio and just SpaceX, and when I'm playing myself, you know, in my... Now that I've got free time, now that the job has, you know, I've forced the job, basically, to not be horrendous. I'm hoping it will get even better when I'm doing my proper job, because I've made it clear that that's what needs to happen. I need to stop doing this other project that has actually nothing to do with me. So yeah, so let's pop the old schedule up, even though I've just said that I'm not doing the schedule. Down? Yeah, so what we'll do instead, I'm not going to, I say, Dyson Sphere Pro, I made it sound like I was like super against it, but I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was poorly optimized and not optimized. Poorly balanced, basically, for normal settings. And I can't be bothered to build an entire Dyson Sphere or Dyson Swarm or what have you just to take on the Hive. I think there's potential there, and it could be good. And there's always the option of just turning it off. It's, you know, it's an optional mechanic. But I want to see it, I think, when they put in the Space Combat proper, and let them do a rebalancing pass, maybe, and see how it goes before I do a proper playthrough again. Also, I would need to probably sit and do blueprints, because it was quite painful not having any blueprints at all. So yeah, so we won't be doing Dyson. It says Dyson Sphere Program, but we won't be doing Dyson Sphere Program. Tomorrow is a special one-off. I'll just go do a bit of Nightingale, because I say I have been playing that. And I'd quite like to make a little bit more progress. I've not managed to get to another realm. It's basically like instance dungeons, like roguelike dungeons, basically. And I'd quite like to get to that point to see if I want to continue it. I've not played a survivor game proper for absolutely ages. And it'd be nice to just have one that I can pick up and play every so often. But the long-term plan after this week will be Factorio both Saturday and Sunday, playing this save, which I will also play offline. I've not done a series like that before, where I just pick up streams as part of a playthrough. They usually, you know, this is what I'm doing. I do the main piece of work during the actual stream. So yes, so that's the plan. I had originally not intended to do anything different at Easter. And Easter is the end of March, so quite a way off, so about a month still. But I am now going to go and see some family, so I will not be streaming at Easter. I will also then not... There'll be a huge interruption over my birthday weekend, which is basically the 1st of May, as I'm also going to WASD and I'll be taking some time off. So basically we have a stretch now where I'm just going to be playing this SpaceX until I get very annoyed by it. And then I will see what we want to do after that, because I say I would quite like to get this to a point of at least having all of the space mechanics. It looks like what I was really afraid of with this mod and what I'd heard is that it gets really repetitive because it's all basically identical. But it looks like the identical stuff happens in space. That's all the space science. So if I get to that point, what I'm also hoping is that, because I don't know anything about the story side of it, and there is meant to be this story aspect, and that might be enough to keep me going. But yes, my assumption is at some point I'll just get bored of the repetition, essentially. And we'll have to look about something new. I was thinking about doing another Mega Base series, because I've only ever done one, and it didn't really work, and so that would be quite a good thing to do. I could also do it in just straight plain vanilla Factorio, and that could be another send-off to the game, just trying to see if I can get a proper Mega Base that properly works. So yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2. Wow, I don't know about that. Oh, hello. Masid, I'm afraid we are just stopping. But welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing okay. Spectre, the whole game is repetitive, but put things in a similar, get something out, repeat. Well, I don't know about that. But yes, I mean, fundamentally, I suppose it is, isn't it? But yes, so that's it for this week. I will return, as I say, tomorrow, but it'll be a special Nightingale rather than the advertised Dyson Sphere program. So yes, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. Oh, I guess the other thing I always promote, and I've forgotten to do, is my YouTube channel. So I have a YouTube channel. All of the VODs go up on there. But I also, every Friday, I go through the Factorio Friday Facts, if you've not seen those, and I basically speculate madly and come up with weird ideas that prove to be completely rubbish because I've completely misunderstood something. But it's all a lot of fun, and I really enjoy doing it. So if you fancy any of those, they are quite long videos as well, which people seem to be happy with. I was not expecting that, but people seem to be okay with watching the long videos. So if you are interested in a breakdown analysis of the Factorio Friday Facts, then do check those out, because they're good fun to make, and I like doing them. So it's good if people watch them. Yes, so as I say, if you have been watching, hope you enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.